Each achievement requires penance, yet not for penances in the present media outlet. It is remarkably difficult to try not to be up to speed in one contention or the other. Some might consider it drop culture, yet for others they genuinely merit what's coming anyway. A few discussions are substantially more extreme than others. How could youthful entertainers be cornered to assume gay parts? There could be a hazier side of Tyler Perry, which we will investigate today. Many individuals have emerged to charge Tyler for forcing jobs that they were not happy with. We're not discussing a few ordinary troublesome jobs like tricks, yet we're alluding to straight men being compelled to assume gay parts, essentially in light of the fact that they were attempting to make a name in media outlets. And fruitful tryouts introduced such an open door words began getting around when Tyler Perry was gotten down on by one entertainer who uncovered the horrendous experience he had while recording an episode for Meet the Browns, assuming a part that Perry purportedly, without a second to spare, concluded would be gay. Brandon Jay was an entertainer and voice mentor who took the TikTok to focus on how shooting only one episode of Harry's Meet the Browns transformed into the hardest and most unpleasant experience of his life. As per Jay Daily on Perry's set, was more uncommon than the run-of-the-mill one episode shoot. The entertainer expressed that while episodes were normally shot in multi-week, Tyler Perry's studio shot it in a day. Notwithstanding the tight shooting plan, Jay blamed Perry for rolling out latest possible moment improvements to the content's entertainers had remembered before each shoot. Jay had tried out for and was assuming the part of Jeffrey, a strong secondary school teen who is being harassed at his secondary school. I require a few days to gain proficiency with the whole content. Then upon the arrival of shooting the Alfonso Ribeiro coordinated episode, Perry strolls on, and everything changes. Jay guaranteed. So we run the whole episode for himself. And he detests it. We go on break. And I'm sitting in my changing area when the associate chief strolls in. I have a completely new content with all new lines, endlessly pages. I have an hour to realize this stuff. The entertainer then, at that point, noticed that this implied that everybody had to learn new lines of the honchos. Picking Mr. Perry on the spot, begins revamping the whole content while taking care of the youthful entertainer. The lines he needed to consummate, not too far off on the spot. Jay asserted he then, at that point, said that the chief requested that he gain proficiency with the new unrehearsed lines, or probably he was terminated. While adapting to the situation to get familiar with the new lines, Jay asserted that Perry chose to make his personality gay, one that had eyes for his secondary school menace. Yet Jay said this was certainly not what he initially tried out for. I maintain that Jeffrey should be gay, and he really likes his harasser. Jay guaranteed. Perry had said in the wake of making this disclosure on TikTok. Jay transferred the second portion the following day, adding to the story where he discussed his underlying reaction to the news. Jay said he promptly contacted his representative, who let him know he didn't need to play the job in the event that he felt really awkward with it. Yet Jay said it was an open door. He would have rather not passed by and chosen to assume the part in spite of the progressions to his personality. Yet soon after the story surfaced on Twitter, Jay got blended reactions from individuals who felt he was whining about an acting gig that had encountered a typical, somewhat late change. One client composed an entertainer griping about getting work isn't right with me. Perhaps the occupation expects you to be adaptable and learn on the spot. And what is the issue with playing a gay person? Paying little mind to what happened, it is reasonable why many individuals might favor Perry for this situation. One of them being his philanthropic motions. He is known to have reliably helped Atlanta homes, the spot he called home for quite a long time. The movie producer gave $750,000 to assist low-pay seniors in Atlanta. Now that local charges with having expanded. Atlanta City Hall leader Andrew Dickens reported the liberal gifts, saying the ascent in local charges have dislodged numerous occupants, particularly seniors who are on fixed salaries and feel the impacts of even moderate bills. Perry was even granted the Quality Hearst Gold Compassionate Honor at the 2021 Oscars for his signals. Yet that hasn't kept many individuals from coming for him, a genuine show between the film tycoon and one of his previous representatives caused an enormous debate in 2015. Tyler blamed his previous worker, Joshua Soule, for following and criminal intruding in November 2014. Perry blamed Soule for attempting to threaten him, as well as separating the ability to handicap the cautions and reconnaissance hardware at his Southwest Atlanta studio. Anyway, the entertainer dropped a claim against his representative later on perhaps. It was a result of the claim Soule himself recorded Joshua Soule documented a $10 million claim against Tyler Perry, his studio, and boss Brett Hendricks in May 2015. The claim in the website note allegation that Perry permitted badgering by Hendricks, while Soule was utilized as a creation collaborator with Tyler Perry Studios. The worker expressed he had begun working at the studio in August 2014, and that it was during this time Hendricks contacted him, improperly calling him child, and that he missed him. He even said he offered him uncontrolled substances, fully expecting favors. Soule marked his activities as unjustifiable, and opposed him. Soule proceeded to blame Hendricks for sending awkward instant messages and requesting that he stay at his home, yet things deteriorated when he attempted to talk straightforwardly to Perry in his office. I came to Mr. Perry's office to thump on the entryway in light of the fact that nobody addressed the entryway. I inquired as to whether he was in the workplace. She advised me to stand by in her space, and inevitably a wide range of confusion happened. I was in a major campaign region between Mr. Perry's office and his help office. There was an open office, likewise around there, so I just sat in that office until somebody needed to converse with me, ideally Mr. Perry, about the episodes with Hendricks. Individuals in the workplace began acting entertaining to me, so I secured the entryway in that office and said I won't leave until somebody conversed with me about Mr. Hendricks. I needed to chat with the manager since I disapproved of what occurred with Hendricks. I feel that individuals in the workplace got on that I needed to contact Perry to examine something disturbing, and on second thought of addressing it, they chose to dispose of me. After he grumbled about the undesirable advances, the suit expressed that he wound up losing his position, being suspended from his business, some way or another captured for not a really obvious explanation, and in the end terminated the counter against Soule, made him experience an anxiety attack, in spite of the fact that Perry answered Soule saying Hendricks was never a worker of his. Yet the inquiry remains why Perry kept Soule from meeting him. His treachery of the person Medea, a cross-dressing grandmother, has prompted hypothesis about his orientation inclination. Individuals kept on accepting he might be gay since he and Medea previously showed up on the Chitlin circuit. Quite a while back, an individual named Lee Hampton made claims that Perry was previously gay, yet had since moved away from the gut. In addition to local area, Hampton posted a video where he talked about his convoluted relationship with Perry, charging that the producer communicated worry that his famous Medea shows wouldn't keep on finding success if he somehow happened to come out of blog entry by Perry. Likewise remembered a directive for which he encouraged his fans to zero in on the present and future, as opposed to the past. It is hazy.